Hold on a second. I lost my background. What is this nonsense?
I don't know.
It's crazy, bro. Hold on. Let me find it. We're not technically live yet. I mean, we are over there on YouTube just sitting here. I mean, but it takes a moment for people to get in over there, anyways. Come on now. The background just wait. Goodbye. I'm not trying to completely lose that. Haha! Found you. Wish I could bring that up, but I don't know. Anyways. All right.
Are we ready?
Just about. Twitter's having an issue. Hang on. Normally, Twitter's not the problem child. But today it is. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about the seafood scandal down in Charleston, too. That's a fun talking point. How
Seafood
crazy?
scandal.
How crazy is that, dude?
What seafood scandal?
About them not using the real shrimp.
What are they using?
They're not. They're well. All right. So they're using shrimp, but not shrimp from Charleston. Like they're saying like they're using fresh shrimp from Charleston, but they're not. They're like they imported it.
Or are they lying?
Yeah.
Dang, them boys lying?
Hmm.
That's crazy.
And like 25 restaurants have been named. Not all of them. Like not all of them have officially been in yet. It's just wild that this is a thing. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna name them all. We're gonna get into the weeds on this one. Okay. I think I got it fixed. Q.
All right.
I think I got it fixed. Looks good. Okay. Yep. I think we're good. Check on your in, but I think we're good. I think I got it.
You talking about sound or you talking about
No,
Twitter?
Twitter. Check
Yeah,
Twitter.
what's
So
up?
we're live.
What's
All right.
up?
Very good. Okay. We got a countdown in five, four, three, two, and one. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Podcast. I'm your host, Famous Cigarnet, and I'm joined by my co-host Q.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
And in today's episode, we're going to get you ready for the 4th of July. And, as fireworks are going to pop off tomorrow or today, if you're listening on Friday, the Welcome Home Podcast on the Believe Network. The Believe Network. Fireworks popped off in recruiting this week, Q. And some popped off early, not in favor of the Gamecocks. And then the others, hey, you got the fireworks that you needed from one of them. Q, let's go ahead. We're going to start with the commitment. The commitment of 4-star defensive lineman Noah Clark.
Mm.
That is a huge get for South Carolina. Travian Robertson got a great player out of him. And look, this just adds to that defensive line, bringing the Harris twins in, and it's a strong start. Q, what are your thoughts about this commitment from Noah Clark, the 4-star out of North Carolina?
So my biggest thing on Noah Clark was getting in that recruitment very early. It paid dividends. Getting that offer out there as his first offer was extremely huge, and I think that's what played the pivotal role. I was really tired of people bringing up, you know what. I'm gonna address this part now. Stop saying Travian Robinson can't recruit. Stop saying it. It's not a true statement. He has been recruiting the entire time he's been there. I'm done with you all spreading the false narrative he doesn't recruit. I'm done with that. This is going to be an episode where I'm going to call out you all. Everyone has acted a pure donkey, and I'm here to reel this bad boy in. What I've seen these past few weeks, it ain't flying no more. I almost said something, but I'm because I know we're on live. No more is it gonna fly. Travian Robinson can only do what Travian Robinson can do. He has established the relationships. He has done what he's supposed to do. He has reeled in two top players from the state of North Carolina, which let me remind you all of the state of North Carolina. When we've been good as an institution, when we have been the top dogs as an institution, we are recruiting South Carolina and North Carolina at that time. There has never been a time where we have been bad and South Carolina and North Carolina guys are littered in there. It doesn't happen. It's not a thing. It's not. So Traven Robinson went in and changed his trenches. And you know what he was end up doing? Let me remind y'all what he's done in this situation. Aiden Harris plays exactly like TJ Sanders. To the T. They have the same mannerisms. They have the same get off. They have the same everything. To a T. That's how he plays. Guess how Noah Clark plays? Noah Clark plays a lot like a controlled Kinlaw. A pure one-tech nose guard that can move light on his feet. He's 300-something pounds and runs in the low fives. I don't think you guys understand the concept of what Traven has done to that room. Adding these two guys with Ingram, with Williams, does nothing but boost that room. Nothing. You have done what you need to do to recreate that room. Don't forget the D tackle from Georgia Tech who has 3 years of eligibility left. Don't forget the fact that we just brought in Xavier Hardy. Folks, this is what I be talking about. This is what I be talking about. Y'all get so tied up in everything else that you forget what we already have. You're ungrateful. Stop being ungrateful, bro. I said what I said on this situation. You're going to stop being ungrateful today. Today it ends. Today it ends.
Yeah.
Today it ends.
And I think that's fair to say. I mean, you look at it, Noah Clark. I mean, he's a top 100, 126, 126. It's a great get. It is a truly great get.
That's all I'm saying. That's all. You don't. There's literally. You cannot sit here and tell me a 4-star top 200 player is here and committed to us, and you guys have an issue because things haven't gone well for other recruitments, which we're going to address here in a minute too.
Mm-hmm.
The issue I have with Gamecock Nation is because everybody doesn't come to us, everybody got an issue. Bro, we're not going to get everybody. You got to understand where we're at. We are in the NIL era, bro. NIL era. Unless y'all know a couple billionaires that graduated from the University of South Carolina or has ties to the University of South Carolina that are willing to start donating, like how Michigan has, how Texas A&M with oil money has. If y'all don't have those type of people, then shut up.
And it's fair. I mean, look, you bring up PJ Dean, right? He goes to Georgia. His brother went to Georgia. You didn't lose PJ Dean to NC State. You didn't lose him to Auburn. You didn't lose him to other schools of that nature, right? You lost him to Georgia. And who's to say that recruitment's even over? But Q, you bring up a valid point. You know, you got this guy Noah Clark, which he's fantastic. He's a monster.
And he had the Georgia offers. He had Ohio State. He had Georgia. He had Florida. He had all those offers, bro.
He did.
That's what I be talking about. Like, fans just be talking at this point.
Yeah, he did. He's a very versatile guy. Great, just a very strong. I mean, he's going to be a beast. He really is, and I cannot wait to see what he's going to do at South Carolina. It's a great get for, like I said, for Coach Robertson and the rest of the guys, Clayton White, and everything that they're doing over there. What has happened this week in recruiting cannot overshadow that commitment. I can't say that enough.
Agreed.
It really can't.
Agreed.
As a fan base, you have to get past the losses, right? I mean, one of them people bring up is Walker. We'll get into that here in a minute, Q. But that's a complete different position, right? That is the guy that has brought in Dylan Stewart, right? Has brought in these other great defensive ends at South Carolina. Brought in Kyle Kennard to come in from Georgia Tech to South Carolina. I think we just need to calm down. You need to chill out and appreciate what just happened. Appreciate the commitment from Noah Clark. and what's going to come in the future. July is going to be a fun, packed, month for recruiting in South Carolina's favor. I do believe that. So, Q, like I said, great get for the Gamecocks. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do for the Garnet of Black and Travion Robinson.
A young nose tackle that can move, that can take on double teams. That is very good, low to the ground, knows what he's doing. I love what Noah Clark's bringing, and with the development that Travion Robinson does, I believe that's going to be a match made in heaven. That's going to be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I do agree, and I think it's going to be a great development with him. And look, he took 8 or 9 visits to South Carolina. We recruited him early. We offered him back in 2023. So that
man drove on the 19th down to South Carolina, bro.
Yeah.
He drove from his house down to South Carolina. Didn't catch the bus with his 7-on-7 team. He drove because he wanted to get an understanding of what the drive would look like from his home to the University of South Carolina. That should tell you everything you need to know about that young man. He's a very mature man. He's not a social media person. He's not going to do all this flip-flop, wishy-washy stuff. That's not him. So, Gamecock fans, do me a favor and show some daggum appreciation for what we got. Because I was always been a huge fan of Noah Clark. I was really worried when he was going to NC State and stuff. I was like, man, I really want to lock this cat down.
Yeah.
We've done it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing about South Carolina. Outside of the cornerback that is now at Southern Cal, if I'm not mistaken, Peyton Dyer, right? South Carolina's done a tremendous job with recruiting class, bringing them in and keeping them here. And, especially you look at right now, 4-star safety, Xavier Currents. Xavier went and made sure that everybody knew he locked it down, because for what happened this past week and people having the boo birds out and whatnot, you had to have that showing, hey, man, like, I'm not going anywhere. We all knew this, obviously, but to have that extra, you have that extra thing out there makes you, I guess, feel better and warm and fuzzy, if you will. Like I said, South Carolina missed out on a commit this week. Go ahead and speak to who that was and why that happened.
Which one you want first?
Let's go ahead and let's address the elephant in the room, and that elephant being in Columbia, South Carolina, or Dutch Fork High School, if you will, with Julian Walker.
Okay, we'll address Julian. All right, so around, I believe it was Monday, I received a text from one of my frat brothers. Shout out to my frat brother. Went to Michigan. We had a conversation, and he brought up Julian Walker, and we talked through the situation, and he informed me about the Meadows situation and what went on with Meadows and how it came about with that. That within itself was a very intriguing situation, because I'm not going to get too deep into the situation, but just know there were some hours before he made that commitment to Michigan. There was a strong chance he was going to Ohio State. And I say that because if Meadows went to Ohio State, there was no way Walker could have gone to Ohio State with him, because he didn't have that offer. And then Walker, 9 out of 10 times, is in South Carolina's class now. But that's not how it gelled out. So he tells me, he's like, hey, Walker's he's coming into the class. Okay. I let my sources know. And after letting my sources know this, they were like, we've heard about that, but, according to a few things, it shouldn't happen anytime soon. Okay. That's fair. 2 things can be true. Michigan can have made a very big impression, and he may not be ready to shut it down. Well, that wasn't the case. So now you have a committed guy whose father is on the strength and conditioning staff. I will not go into the details I have received about that situation. FG knows I've came to him. We have had a full-fledged conversation about the situation. FG knows I called him and let him know exactly what was going on with that situation verbatim. And I know I'm not the only one that has let you know that. I know I'm not the only one, but I called him verbatim and let him know what was going on with that situation. I will not dive into that until something comes about from it, point blank period. Don't ask me. I will not. But when I see something full-fledged come out and something is said, I promise you all, I will have not one issue and or problem making sure you guys are understanding of where everything went. I will say this, though. I will not let you all sit here and blame Shane or Sterling Lucas for what has transpired with this recruitment. Let me repeat that one more time for you all. I will not let you blame Shane Beamer or Sterling Lucas or Clayton White or anyone in that facility for the Julian Walker situation. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, everything they were supposed to do. Him not showing up for an official visit during the summer was not Shane Beamer and them's call. That was a Walker call. Now, with all that being said, am I monitoring to see if Julian Walker does an official visit to Carolina in the fall? Yes. If he does not do an official visit to Carolina in the fall, it's fine. It's okay. If he signs with Michigan, it's fine. It's okay. I want to remind you of a couple things, Gamecock Nation. Jay Dodd, who was on this show, came into class last year. He was ranked higher than where Julian Walker is today. Anthony Addison is in this class. Statistically, he had a better season than Julian Walker did. At this point, I don't care if we don't bring in another person until the transfer portal opens. If I see one more individual tweet out anything saying we might need to look at Sterling Lucas, I promise you, I will blast you on this internet that Al Gore made. I promise you, I will put you on blast on Beyonce's internet. I promise you, I'm going to embarrass you. The next time I see, because I'm telling y'all, the person that said it deleted it so quick, they were lucky I didn't screenshot that bad boy. They were lucky I didn't get to screenshot that bad boy. Because I promise you, I would have sent it to FG and we would blast it on this daggum show right now.
That's fair.
Play with me if you want to. I'm not playing anymore with you guys.
Yeah.
Too many of y'all are letting 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds dictate how you feel in life. This is big boy recruiting. Yeah. Michigan has gotten a lot of funds sent their way since this new rule came into place.
Just last week.
This is what they did. There's a reason why they didn't start spending money at the initial part of it. There's a reason why we didn't do that. Why don't you look at Ohio State? Why are they closing down their collective? Why do you think they're closing down why do you think the Garner Trust is not closing down? Ohio State is closing their collective. That same collective that got them $20 million for a roster is closing down. Why do you think that, folks? Why do you think these collectives have backed off, folks? There's a reason. If you have not been playing by the rules, you will literally screw yourself up if you try it now. Literally, it's a federal law. That's what you guys aren't grasping the concept of. And I'm done with it. You guys don't know how to build a program. There's a reason Shane does things the way he does. What if Shane would have brought Malik Murphy in instead of trusting that Lenore Sellers could have been the starter? What if Shane would have done that? Because a lot of y'all wanted that to happen. A lot of y'all wanted that.
Yep. Yeah.
You guys aren't paying attention to what's in front of you. We have the tools in place. We're going to be okay. But I'm not going to sit here and keep letting y'all down our program, down our coaching staff, down everything because it's not going your way. A lot of y'all don't even know what's going on. You read a board, you read a tweet, you read anything you want to read that'll make you feel good about the situation instead of being on the facts. The facts are the facts.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is this. We will not die because a couple people didn't commit to us. We're going to be fine. Look at our roster. We're still young.
Yeah.
Dylan Stewart's going to his sophomore year, and that's the second best player on your team. Lawrence Sellers is a sophomore. That's the best player on your team. Nick Harper's going to his junior year. Quit playing with me. I'm not doing this no more. Quit acting like the sky is falling. We just came off a 9-win season. We ain't had that in years. 2017.
It's been a minute.
And we were so close to 10. We were close to being in the playoffs. Like, quit playing, bro.
Yeah. And I tell you, timing is everything. Q, we saw this in motion. Michigan received a over $6 million donation that went straight to football right after the dead period, right before revenue sharing. And after that happened, Carter Meadows commits to Michigan, which, by the way, I'm going to also address from my sources from the DMV. Okay, straight from the DMV, straight from the sources that I got about when Dylan Stewart, when he was going to be a Gamecock, which that episode is out there. When I called it, I said South Carolina will get Dylan Stewart. Did I not, Q? That's all out there. So and with Nick Harbor, same thing. So this the information's all there. So the information that came from this, right? The source is saying that it was a South Carolina Ohio State race from after Michigan's OV. That's all the information I got. I checked on the situation after the Penn State visit, after, of course, with South Carolina, after Ohio State, after Michigan, because Michigan was the last visit. And from what we heard, what I was told, Michigan was not there. It was a South Carolina and Ohio State race. I will stay on this, is what we were told. So when he committed to Michigan, we were, I would say, essentially surprised at that point after what transpired. Before that, after that money just popped up out of nowhere, over $6 million donation towards the football program, which, by the way, that's also out there. You can read that. That is an article. That's not BS. You can find the article. It is out there. Michigan received over $6 million in donation to go to the football program. Timing's funny, isn't it? Because now revenue sharing's officially started up because things are a little different now. Do you see where we're coming from? I'm just saying. Because if you think Michigan is going to beat Ohio State with the way Ohio State's been losing recruits not say losing recruits to Michigan, but losing recruits in general on that defensive line to other schools, do you think Ohio State's going to beat Michigan like that all of a sudden? I don't see it. And I'm not to say Carter Meadows' recruitment's over either. It very well may not be. We don't know what's going to happen with Michigan. Q, you have some ideas, but Michigan's dealing with a lot of stuff right now on that backside, right? From what Harbaugh had, the hacking, the things of that nature. There are a lot of things still in play that are going to be interesting to watch because when you're doing these things, hacking, it's different. It's not a recruiting violation. We're talking about something completely different, especially the things that guy was doing, man. Like looking for private photos. Like, come on, man. Like that. What are we doing? What are we doing? So it's going to be something to monitor going forward. But I want to let you know, like I said, South Carolina was in complete play when it came to Carter Meadows. So I'm just letting you know.
At the end of the day, Will Fong, Phil Fong, Steve Wong, we gonna be all right. y'all can base it off whatever you want to. We're gonna be fine. Because one thing about it, two things for sure, that team ain't worried about nothing else but getting to that college football playoff. I can tell you that right now. That team wants that college football playoff. They want it bad. So that's where we at. So no, the sky ain't falling. Y'all ain't finna blame my coaching staff. Better go find somewhere else to go. Not gonna blame my coaching staff not for what's going on. It's not gonna happen.
No,
It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let y'all ride with that one. I'm not gonna let you rock with that.
no. But Q, let's go. We'll switch things up. We'll stay in recruiting though. Obviously, a new recruitment date has officially been revealed on July 18th. Four-star quarterback Landon Duckworth, former Gamecock commit, will announce his day. He's going to announce it. He's going to commit that day on July 18th. Obviously, we know where we stand. Auburn, they must not have felt too good. They went ahead and flipped, who was it, Penn State's quarterback commit or one of the other schools commits, right?
Yeah.
I think that one's over with.
I feel good. I feel good where we're at with that, and I believe that's going to be huge for us. When you have Smoke coming on the 11th, Watkins coming on the 14th, Landon coming on the 18th, I think Currents is going to play a huge role in these situations, especially the Watkins and the Matthews situation. I really think Currents is going to play a huge role in those situations, and I'm intrigued to see how big of a role he's going to play, especially because I think that was very calculated that Currents stated, "Hey, I'm shutting this bad boy down. I'm 100% coming here," and I think it wasn't for the optics. I think it was for he was sending a message as in I'm going to have the best talent with me when I walk into Williams-Brice. I'm going to have the best guys with me. Another one I'm looking forward to seeing, I think he commits soon too. I can't remember what date he commits, is JB Shabazz. Folks, I think you should really kind of pay attention and watch that one. I feel really, 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 really intrigued by that situation and that recruitment. I think Tennessee and Ohio State made it interesting, but I do think he wants to be closer to home, and I think we give him what he's looking for with competitive edge and being close to home and the stability portion of the situation. And I'm still intrigued by Blair. I'm still intrigued by Blair, Kamari Blair, and seeing what he's going to do. It's down to us in Tennessee. I have a hard time thinking he's going to leave the state, but I have been told he doesn't fear leaving the state. So that's going to be an interesting one. But there's another one I kind of want to address it, though I did a little research. And I got to, once again, I don't like it, but I got to give FG credit where it's due. Wingo really might be a Gamecock lean. I've been told he really may be a Gamecock lean. We won't know until August, but I've been told he may be a Gamecock lean. And if he's a Gamecock lean, my God, you talking about come from behind? It's between Florida and South Carolina right now. I heard Miami's out, and it's between Florida and South Carolina. And the biggest thing for us is we don't have, besides Sequel, who doesn't play his position,
right.
At receiver, we don't have anyone there, and he understands there's a lot of potential playing time that's right there in his grasp if he wants to come here. I'm intrigued to see if Fury can pull this off. I'm intrigued to see that. So, all you sky is falling folks, I hope you just heard what I just informed you of. Because if you're able to pull off JB Shabazz, Wingo, Matthews, Duckworth, and Watkins, I want to see how much y'all worried about the other people that didn't come in.
Those are facts.
That's still not Kobe is another person at the end of July. I've heard we've got a strong chance with. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued to see how these portions start rolling in and seeing where we go with it. But
Mm-hmm.
I had to give you credit where it's due on that, because that one is a I did not realize how well that official visit went.
I just the thing with Furry, man, is like I don't think anything is out of the possibility range, man, with Furry when it comes to
Always.
recruiting. I mean, look, and they were really. I'm not saying like that South Carolina was like really behind. I mean, they were, but it wasn't intentional, right? It's like South Carolina did do that to themselves. It's just Florida State and Florida. Those are your two home state schools. Why would you leave the state and go play at South Carolina? Well, I, you give your props to Furry. You give your props to that 25 recruiting class, the wide receivers, right? Donovan Murph, Jordan Gidron. You know, I just Little Sellers. I mean, everybody. They did a huge part of that recruiting part of that
Hmm.
recruiting path as well. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that South Carolina lands Samorian Wingo, and July 15th is the day that he'll make his decision, and it's a tough one. And I tell you what, though, man, I know Gamecock Twitter is going to be a full force to troll Florida and Billy Napier to the depths of hell if South Carolina wins this one.
And JB is committing on the 11th.
The
JB
11th,
Sabas.
July 11th.
So that'll be an interesting day. Period.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued to see how that plays out.
yeah, absolutely. Keeping it to the recruiting, just change it up a little bit. Going to the Diamond. South Carolina does have a recruit out there they're waiting to hear back from. They are a consideration for the Tennessee pitcher, the former Tennessee pitcher out there. I don't know if they'll get him or not, but that is a huge name to watch out for with Loy. But that recruiting class has also been fantastic. I give them their credit where the credit's due, unfortunately, the way last season went. And we all know we feel some type of way about that staff, but Monty Lee's doing everything he can over there. Monty Lee's doing everything he can. So, Q.
Shout out to Monty
Yeah,
and
shout out to
Monty only.
Monty. Shout out to Monty. Taking it back to college football, QEA College Football 26 is coming out next week. And look, a lot of people, they took time off last year. I don't know if the same time will be taken off because it's not like you're bringing that old game back for the first time in years, but it's still going to be a lot of fun. And what's going to make it even more fun is that South Carolina has an opportunity to make some serious money from this football game. I'm going to explain why. So, when this game comes out, the way this is going to go is that anybody that plays with South Carolina, right? If that's your team that you make your dynasty with, they are going to profit off of that by using South Carolina. So I pick South Carolina, Q picks South Carolina, Cam Newton picks South Carolina as he did last year multiple times. I mean, he's got so many videos on Twitch, like he about took Twitch down as many times as he played with South Carolina. They are going to benefit that. The Gamecocks are going to make some money because they are going to be a hot team in this game. And you're looking right there, Lenore Sellers. Lenore Sellers is going to bring you money just by gameplay alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this game sold over $400 million last year. $400 million of profit. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. I mean, South Carolina's going to make some serious money this year off of that game.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's a royalty they deserve.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. So
awesome.
I think everybody that's here, play that game. Let's get it going. Get the team. Let's get it going.
That's it, man. Like I said, July was the 10th? I think it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Next Thursday, which we will, have an episode that day. So if you want to take your time, pause the game for 30 minutes to an hour with us, that'd be awesome. If not, we get it. You're playing your dynasty. I understand. I completely get it. South Carolina has added some great features in this game. We've already seen some early gameplay from it. It looks really good. The band uniforms are white. That's always fun. The Sandstorm towels are in there as with Sandstorm white, towels also. And 2001 is officially in there. So a lot of good things about this game since it's been brought back, and they continue to make those upgrades, which has been fantastic. Remember, if you get the deluxe edition, you will have Dylan Stewart on the cover. He will be part of that cover art. So remember that if you do get the deluxe cover, you will be able to deluxe edition. You'll be able to get Dylan Stewart on the cover, which I will probably more than likely do just so I can get Dylan Stewart on the cover, having the first Gamecock and EA college football or NCAA football history. So have to Would have to do that. Q, before we end the show, obviously, we all love South Carolina food, right? We're all, big, South Carolina guys. We love everything about it. Well, unfortunately, down in the low country in the Charleston area, some restaurants have been getting away with, things they just shouldn't have been getting away with. And that is importing shrimp and using that. Not from Charleston, not from the ocean right there. You are importing from across the country or excuse me, another country next to you. South America, I believe, is one of the places that came up. Q. I gotta say, man, some of these names on this list I'm about to read off are just it's gut wrenching, honestly, to hear some of these names. Gut wrenching stuff. But 25 names have been named, and 15 restaurants haven't been named yet. I don't know why. So there are still others out there that have not been named. But of the 25, I hope you guys are ready for this. And this list was brought to you by, was it Nick Smiley on TikTok? He actually read it out, and he's from Charleston. So shout out to him for pulling this information out. But here we go, man. Hush Puppy Seafood Company, Homegrown Hospitality, Pearl's Oyster Bar. You know Pearl's? Uh-oh. Pearl's Oyster Bar. Page's Okra Grill. I know it's sad. Southern Roots Barbecue. Crab de Jour of Charleston. O'Charlie's over there. Hyman Seafood. Over there off King Street. That's a shame, man. Charleston Crab House. Oyster House and Bar. The Saltwater Cowboy. Sunset Waterfront Dining. Red Wing, the Reds Ice House. Everybody know the Reds Ice House. That's a disappointment. Tavern and Table, Water's Edge, Crave Hospitality Group of the Mill Street Tavern, Mount Pleasant Seafood, Tater Sea and Soul, Family Seafood Market, good Lord, Carrick Seafood, Poseidon's Playground.
That's crazy.
Codtail Seafood and Chicken, Wreckfish Bar and Grill, Happy Crab Cajun Seafood, Restaurant La Costa, and then finally the Pier 101. Huh.
A tragedy. I never liked the 843 anyways. It's a trash place anyways. It's trash.
Woo!
When you're ranking area codes, 843 is always at the bottom. And how y'all let the 864 upstage you is kind of bad if we're keeping it a $1.50.
Bro, Oceanside in Clinton, South Carolina uses local caught seafood. And I can't even get a restaurant in Charleston to use local stuff?
It's embarrassing.
That is bad.
And Charleston, get it together. You're embarrassing us. Again. Get together.
And like I said, that's just 25. There's 15 others that haven't been named. So if your restaurant has been called, that's unfortunate. That's very, very unfortunate. The Tennessee revealed some uniforms today. The Smoky Grays by Nike. I got to tell you, I know the Under Armour, deal is going to end soon. But from what we saw from Nike's version of this Tennessee Gray, I got to say, it might be the ugliest uniform they've ever made. And that's really saying something because Nike's come out with some bad uniforms. But Tennessee, it seems like a troll job. I mean, that was bad, man. That was an awful uniform.
I could see it being like that simply because of Tennessee's leaving for Adidas. So
it's true.
I can see that being that. I also think Nike's got the same mentality 2K does. Like, we don't really have comps, so we're not trying. But now that Adidas is coming up the way it is, kind of like how 2K did when EA announced that they're doing a college basketball game, all of a sudden 2K came out and was like, "Oh, we're doing one too." But 2K, you've had ample time to get this stuff done. We're not hearing what you got to say, not at all. We're gonna watch what EA does, and then we're gonna go from there. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's the same concept. So, I don't care anything but Under Armour.
I gotta say, man, Under Armour's given us some good fan apparel over the years. So I'm a little hesitant to see what happens with that. I will give Under Armour props. Their fan apparel has been good.
I ain't giving them jack-ish.
Q's just ready for Nike.
Bruh.
Q's just ready for Nike.
Under Armour is the pits of all pits.
I will say this, and we do have it. We haven't verified that the kids, the basketball recruits, they care about that Nike over UA, man. There's a reason why South Carolina maybe have
bro.
missed some spots because of that.
Bro, Maryland's got an alumni who started Under Armour, bro. That alone makes me not want Under Armour.
That's fair. That's fair. I can get down with that. That's fair. That's a good point. Well, Q, we're officially 59 days, 58 days for listening to the Welcome Home Podcast on the Believe Network on Apple and Spotify on Friday, July 4th. I got to tell you, man, it's getting closer. It's getting so much closer.
Yeah, you got Media Day next week, so look forward to
That's
that.
it. We got Media Day coming up.
Oh, the
And
week
we've
after
got,
next. Week after next.
yeah, week after next. I think it's the 14th or something. Yeah, it's the week after. But we've got visitors. We've got guys that are going to be on the podcast soon that play for South Carolina. Oscar Attaway, go ahead and announce him. He will be on the show in the upcoming weeks. That is exciting to get the Gamecock running back Oscar Attaway, which he could be the guy toting the load if we don't get an answer from the NCAA on Rasul Faison. So you don't want that to be the case. You obviously want that healthy running game, have a 2 or 3 running back system. But if you have to go to Oscar Attaway first, I mean, it is what it is. But I think Oscar's ready to handle the load. I think he's ready to do this. But you definitely want to have an answer from Rasul Faison and the NCAA. And it's just a travesty that we don't. I mean, the NCAA's out here creating another window of opportunity for a transfer. But yet we still can't give Rasul Faison an answer if he can play or not, which is absolute garbage. Absolute garbage.
I'm done with it. The NCAA is a joke, and they know they are. They're on their last leg. That's all they're doing. They're on their last leg, trying to save themselves. They're on their last leg.
I don't know what you're saving yourself from. I mean, Diego Pavia already, did what he did, and he got the state of Tennessee to go to bat with. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe the state of South Carolina needs to go to bat for Rasul Faison. I don't know at this point, but it's embarrassing that we've got to this to where we are right now because he needs it. He needs an answer. He deserves it. He deserves as much. He shouldn't have to wait 50 something days till football. We still don't have an answer. I mean, this is just ridiculous at this point.
I agree.
It's a crying shame.
I agree.
It's a crying shame, man. It's a crying shame. But I mean, Q, that's really it. Before you end this episode, you got anything else? But my guy.
That's it. That's all I got.
Very good. Very good. Well, guys, we hope you all have a happy, safe 4th of July. Don't drink and drive. Can't say that enough. We want to, want to hear from you guys, on Saturday and in the upcoming weeks, man. Just be careful out there. Be careful out there. I can't say that enough again. And remember what the holiday's about, man. Remember what the holiday's about. Take time, be with the family, but remember in that time what this holiday is truly about. So, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Facebook, YouTube, X. We appreciate y'all listening on Apple and Spotify. We will see y'all next time.
Peace.